Frank Clarke, a fine offensive end, brings 3 years of NFL experience with him from the Cleveland Browns. The Eagles lead 13-6 in the third period. Eddie LeBaron uncorks the Cowboys' money play. Frank Clarke gathers in the long rollout pass, and in the race to the goal line, Frank's an easy winner. Now it's 13-12. Don Meredith sets their minds at ease in the first quarter. Don retreats and fires to Frank Clarke. The Steelers are completely fooled, and Frank races in to give the Cowboys a quick score. It's 7-0 Dallas.
Eddie LeBaron at his best under pressure, fakes into the line and goes for a big strike with Frank Clarke making a beautiful catch to score. The Cowboys still trail 21-10. In the fourth quarter, Steady Eddie is given plenty of time to throw, and he takes advantage of his chance. Frank Clarke is in for the score, and the Cowboys narrow the gap to 21-17.
Another reason for the fine play of the Cowboys was the sensational season of Frank Clarke. Frank takes a Don Meredith pass against the Redskins. Frank shakes off 2 Indian defenders, then hightails it to the end zone for one of his 14 touchdowns. Eddie LeBaron alternated at quarterback with Meredith and has the same results when he dialed Frank Clarke's number. Frank scores here against the Steelers. The Cowboys engaged in an offensive thriller against the Eastern champion Giants in New York. The big play for Dallas found Eddie LeBaron throwing long to Frank Clarke for a 75-yard touchdown. This play threw a real scare at the mighty Giants. Don Meredith was the Cowboys' sharpest shooter. Watch in slow motion as Don fires to Frank Clarke. This touchdown against the Eagles clinched a victory as the Cowboys triumphed 27-20.
Yankee Stadium again as the hard-riding young Cowboys of Dallas come into New York's home of champions. It's the Cowboys' ball in the second quarter, and they boast a long scoring arm in Eddie LeBaron. A long, lofting throw to Clarke, who catches it on the run and then turns on the steam. A 75-yard touchdown play that puts Dallas out in front.
Now number 17, Don Meredith, the Dallas quarterback. Looking for 82, Frank Clarke. Touchdown. Dallas leads San Francisco 7-0. On first down and 10 now as we pick up the action at the 24-yard line. Over the middle to Clarke. He scores. And Dallas leads 14-7.
Dallas enjoys the distinction of scoring the season's first touchdown as Don Meredith spears Frank Clarke with a 6-pointer, which gives the Cowboys the lead. The opening period, it appears that they may do just that as Meredith and Clarke combine to bring the ball to the Redbird 4-yard line. A 74-yard Cowboy drive is climaxed with Meredith passing to Clarke. It's a 14-3 game with the Cowboys in the driver's seat. Tommy McDonald has earned his spurs as a Dallas receiver. The little man comes into this game as the number 2 Big D receiver, topped only by Frank Clarke, who's having his best year ever. Meredith converts the miscue into a Dallas touchdown as he arches the ball over Allen Webb to Frank Clarke for a 14-0 Cowboy spread. Meredith makes the breaks pay off in points with a perfect pass to Clarke as the Cowboys outscore the Giants 31-21 to capture their 3rd straight victory.
First down on the Eagle 30. Shotgun formation. Craig Morton back. He's looking for Frank Clarke. Clarke is open. Clarke has a step and scores for Dallas. 70 yards in 11 plays. Eagles 35, Cowboys 24.
On first and goal on the 1. Meredith to Frank Clarke for the touchdown. And it's a tied ball game. 7 for the Steelers, 7 for the Cowboys. We'll take a look at that play again from the ground level camera, and you can watch the action of Meredith, the action of the defense of the Steelers, and the catch by Frank Clarke.
Clarke heads up the Cowboy receiving corps, a group second to none in pro football. Let's show you what we mean. A great individual effort by Frank results in a Cowboy touchdown. From the shotgun, Craig Morton watches. Frank eludes Al Nelson of the Eagles, and it's touchdown Dallas.
Again, Morton. This time to Clarke. A touchdown for the Cowboys. Danny Villanueva converts, and it's the Cowboys 47, the Falcons 14.
Second down and 17. Meredith looking for Frank Clarke. He's running a good corner pattern. Clarke is open and takes the ball. Ronnie Medved there, but just a second too late. Dallas 35, Philadelphia nothing.
With seconds remaining, Meredith retreats and throws to Clarke in the end zone for the touchdown. So the Dallas Cowboys have 21 points, but the final score is Cleveland 30, Dallas 21.
Now again on super slow motion. Don Meredith. Looking deep for Frank Clarke. There's Clarke getting behind Willie Daniel and taking the toss for a touchdown. The Cowboys 38, the Steelers 14. And let's take a look at that play again from the top. There it is. And there's Clarke for the score.
On 3rd and 20, Meredith produces his biggest play. Timing his delivery to the last split second, Don discovers tight end Clarke all alone. The 68-yard touchdown brings the score to 34-27. Suddenly, the pressure is on the Packers.
Speedy Frank Clarke could operate at either flanker or tight end and scored from both positions.
Dallas left end took off on an end reverse. 11-year veteran Frank Clarke, number 82, rambled 56 yards to wrap up a 24-10 Cowboy victory before a very disappointed New Orleans crowd.
On a 4th and goal situation on the Washington 16, Morton hit Frank Clarke for a touchdown to cut the Redskin lead to 14 points.
The end around was fashionable this season. The Cowboys used 3 different receivers, and no one was more effective than number 82, Frank Clarke.